All right. Cool. Let's edit this. Edit. And we're going to add in this. And we're going to save that. All right. For anybody jumping on this, you may want to jump ahead. If you're watching the replay, I'm waiting for people to come on the line. So bear with me or just jump ahead. All right. Hey, what's going on, Jerome? Okay. Let's see here. Jerome says, sorry, no Zoom camera or audio again. No problem, man. I'm just glad you're with us. Hey, Brenna.
Hey, guys, I'm just getting to my desk, so I'll be off camera for a minute or two.
No worries. Okay. We're just going to give people just a minute more to get back on, to get on, and then go from there. Babading, babadoom. If you hear a whiny little cat, it's because I have a new kitten. She's right outside the door, and she really wants.
I saw the pictures. She's adorable.
She's awesome. She's a little crazy, but she's awesome.
I think they're all a little crazy.
Yeah, that's most likely true. Mm-hmm. A view grid. Oh, shoot. I might have messed up something. I think I did. Give me 1 second, guys. It may just be the three of us today. Not sure what's up, but oh well.
Maybe it's good weather where everybody is.
Yeah, maybe so. All right. Dang, I may have to fix something, but I'll get you guys started at least. All right, so I am going to share my screen with you. And this is what we're going to do. So thanks for being here, first of all, and on this fine Saturday afternoon. Today's assignment is bring back the 80s. So going to use this groove. So it's got a very 80s sounding feel to it. This is from, these are loops from a company called Circles Drums. This is their 1987 pack. So it's made to sound very 80s. So yeah, this is going to be fun. We're going to use some synths. We're going to try to grab synthesizers and use percussion and create a track. Now there's two kind of grooves in this. You can either use both or just one of them, doesn't matter, or the fill. You don't even have to use the fill, but use at least part of one of the grooves in there or all of it. You're going to add some kind of chord progression. You're going to just basically make a song, a quick song within the hour, and see how far you can get. And we're going to get back online at the top of the hour, which for me on the Pacific time coast is 11. I'm actually in Arizona, but Arizona, for whatever reason, we do not recognize daylight savings time, as we're the only state that doesn't do that. And it's super annoying. So part of the year I'm on Pacific time, part of the year I'm on Mountains time. Not that any of that matters to you guys, but anyway, the top of the hour, we'll get back on and we will try to have your song uploaded by then. So rendered and uploaded using this details page here. Just add your song here, put your song somewhere like on a shared drive, and then add it with a link, and check this box if you want us to be able to preview it and listen together. Okay, you're on the hook, guys. You got to come up with a song. It doesn't have to have vocals, but just mine's not going to have vocals. But just something chord progression, melody, synthesizer. Make it 80s, man. Just pull out all your 80s stops and see what happens.
Cannot wait.
All right. Good luck, guys.
All right. See ya.
Bye-bye. All right. I'm going to stay on the line and share what I'm doing with anybody on YouTube that wants to watch, because we're streaming live on YouTube. Jerome, you can either stay or go, whatever you want to do, buddy. I hope you come back though. All right. So I'm going to share what I'm doing here. And this is my groove here. And I'm going to set a couple markers. So we'll set some markers, and I'm going to have to feel this out a little bit. So here we go. And I don't even know. I don't even have anything in my head yet. But I'm going to jump over to Omnisphere and try adding something that sounds very 80s. So let's look for, I think I want to do something with arpeggiation in it. Keyboards, actually synth poly, and complex motion. And let's try something like this. Oops. No, that is not it. Let's do synth short, and let's look for an arpeggiation. Arp. Let's try arpeggiator. Maybe we can just let's try finding a keyboard first that's very retro synths. Let's try this. Let's get rid of that. Electric piano. That does not sound like an electric piano. All right, man, this is tough. This is tough. Maybe a bell. What if we just type in 80s? What is that going to come up with? Ooh, I kind of like that. All right, so let's just add maybe an arpeggiator to this. And I'm going to just and maybe duplicate this, and we're going to just combine that. And we'll do this, and we're going to unfold this. Make sure we can hear it. All right, so now let's add an arpeggiation to this. What about retro land? What is in here? Okay, let's try that. I kind of like that. I think that is monophonic. And I'm trying to remember how to get it off of monophonic. Okay, so take off the so. And we want to add an arpeggiator to that. Let's add legacy. And I would think all right, so it's not allowing me to do polyphonic. Let's just try this. And let's grab a arpeggiator. I'm spending too much time doing this. Half note suspense. I like it. Okay, we'll start with that, and let's get something else here for a bass, or not a bass, but something. Let's do something with a much heavier synthesizer, retro. Let's go. Faster, man. '80s. Let's do '80s. Give me '80s. Okay, for the bass, I want, let's grab something like this, fold. I'm gonna kill all of that. Okay, that's a melody idea. Pretty bizarre, but it's very 80s. And I have to pee. Stand by. Okay, I'm back. I think I will put in vocals real quick. This is the part of the process that I dread the most, but just put something in. Momentum is everything, boys and girls. All right, here we go. Yeah. Let's try that again. to put on ozone. All right, I gotta render this fucker. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, we're going to share our screen here. Share the screen. Oh man, something's still not working right. Dang it. What is it looking for? Shoot, shoot, shoot. Julie, hey.
Hi, I think I submitted the thing, but I'm not sure. There was some Airtable alert.
Yeah, I got a weird, I think I messed something up.
Okay.
Database, but let me check real quick. So, yeah, yours
Maybe
went
that made it.
through. It's in there.
Okay.
The problem is, I'm gonna,
Did you get the same grid view dialog box I got?
yeah, it's because I renamed this and now it doesn't know what the name is.
These bots are just dumb.
Student submission page. Softer. Details page. Right, I cannot modify this. I'm gonna lock that view. All right, so softer. Give me 1 second here. Okay, you're on the hook. Select the view. That's what's fucking up. Come on now. Okay. And I need to do that for this one too. I think. Let's see if that worked.
Hey, that's much prettier.
It's much prettier. I'm still getting a weird error. So something isn't quite working. Oh, it's this one. Let me fix that real quick. I think that needs to be this also. All right, let's try that. Still getting an error. All right, well, at least I can see you guys' stuff. So we'll start with that. Hey, how'd that go?
I love the 80s, dude. That was fun. I've never had so much fun looking for synths.
I know, I did too. I was amazed at how hard it was to find 80s synths. I kept going, no, that sounds too modern. No, that sounds too modern. And I'm like, I need to make a database just full of 80s sounding stuff.
I need a good Robert Smith guitar, though. I didn't have time to look for that.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. Jerome says it was rough but fun. Well, I'm glad you did it with us. Let's give let's just do it. Let's do it. Let's start with Jerome. Looks like his was in first. Or maybe that's last. I don't know. But we'll start with yours, buddy. He says, I have IK synth trunk, which is full of them, plus BX Oberheim synth. Wow. Fantastic. That was really cool, man. Were those vocals you, or did you play as some kind of, I'm assuming that you recorded those harmonies and vocals real quick, but that's really cool. That's all synths. Wow. That is awesome. They sound very real. I loved when this part here. Yeah, Julie's nodding her head. That was cool. So that's a layer that totally fits. It's so 80s, and yet it's a whole new, I don't know what you call that. It's just like a whole new sound that you're really good at finding the right sounds. The only one I wasn't crazy about, I would maybe say go back and, I mean, if you're open to it, I think it's the bass sound, the one that's kind of the eighth note. I think that could be maybe a little bit different, and the timing of it is kind of wonky. Maybe quantize it a little bit, but other than that, that's the only thing that stuck out to me. Everything else was really cool, really good sounds you picked. Yeah, those vocals that come in, Those vocals are just hot. I want to listen to part of this again. Now that Brenna's here, we're going to listen to a little part of it again. That synth stab. Oh, those are good. Yeah, so good. Brenna, welcome back. I just wanted you to hear part of it. This is Jerome's. It's awesome, man. Very Pet Shop Boys. Yes, it is. Really cool. Julie, do you have any feedback or any thoughts? Or
I was typing mine all in the chat. I'm ready to go dancing with like Molly Ringwald. I gotta get a haircut though.
Totally. Really cool, man. Isn't it fun to start with when you don't have to worry about the drums? The drums already sound good, and you can just play with chords and take it places, because you can always go back and replace the drums, but just coming up with, it's a momentum thing. If you're having to slow down because you got to dial in some drum part, man, it's you wanted to do with more of the drums. Absolutely. And what's cool is if you get their packs, you can load their samples. They've got presets already designed for battery and for Reaper and for Logic and for Ableton or whatever. And you just pull it into your DAW or whatever drum kit type thing you're using. I don't think it's everything, but it's a lot of the major ones. And you've got all the exact same, you can make your own groove using the exact same sound immediately. It's so cool. It's called Circles Drums. I'll put a link here for you, or I'll just tell you. Circles. How do you spell circles? Drums. Look that up.
Like circle, but with an S at the end.
You're so
I
helpful.
just bought a couple of their packs. I haven't had a chance to get in there yet. They're in the hard drive.
Yeah.
Till it starts snowing here in Pittsburgh, then I'll get to them.
Yeah. And it's got that, that those toms have that gated reverb sound. You guys know what that is? That really has that 80s feel, that gated reverb. All right, cool. Thank you so much. Really, really cool. All right, let's check out Julie's. I got to fix this. Sorry about that error, guys. I fucked something up this morning on it. Nice. You didn't use the drums then, did you?
I reversed the drums.
Oh,
That's
wow.
the drum pattern you gave us, but it's reversed and chopped a little in places.
Amazing. I loved it. But I didn't think it was even the same sample.
I was laughing when you were saying, hey, it's so great when the drums are dialed in. I'm like, or you could make things more difficult for yourself, which is pretty much my MO. I should put it on all my merch. Anyway.
Julie, right. Making things difficult.
Make things more difficult.
17-1-22.
Reinventing wheels.
I like that. He had some really great sounds. Do you know what kinds of sounds? I was thinking of the JP80 Roland. That sounds like something like that.
Yeah, one of them was an arcade situation, so I'm not sure. Let me see if I can
Oh, okay.
make it reactive again. And then the other one
Right there. That sounds so right.
oh yeah. Okay. That's the arcade thing that came from some pack that's called something that I I don't know where it is right now. Anyway, all of my I printed everything and now I'm like, okay, where is the actual thing? I'll find it sometime and let you know. It's not showing up right now. I don't know what the deal is.
Okay, no problem. But like it. I like the sounds you chose. And I like that bling bling. That kind of sounds like a wooden sounds wood to me.
Yeah, that's a separate synth. The main one that you were talking about before is one of the 80s packs from arcade called Magenta Sun, has that in there.
Oh, okay.
And let's see, that other one is a string studio because everything Greg tells me to do, I do because he knows stuff. And that was says the emotions pad. I don't think that's the actual sound. We'll have to see. That might be it. But yeah.
What made you think of doing the drums backwards?
I thought it would be fun.
Okay.
Why not? I mean,
Why not?
reverse everything. That's the other t-shirt I'm gonna make. No, I'm kidding.
It's really interesting and I like it a lot. Although I think it does take away from the 80s-ness. I like it. I wouldn't change it. But from an 80s standpoint, I don't think they would do that very often. Do you?
Have you ever? No, I don't know. When did Atomic Dog come out? I pretty much. I think that was like 83, 84. I remember the place where I remember dancing would denote. So I don't know. I mean,
You may be right.
I think you're right in that the main kick could be harder to kind of
82. Yeah.
add more gravity, but yeah, that was
Well, I
definitely-
stand corrected. I honestly, even though I grew up in the 80s, I was born in a really, really conservative Christian household, and I was not allowed to listen to the radio. And so I didn't discover 80s music till in the 2000s before I started listening to 80s. So I'm very still kind of like catching up.
Come on along, Zion. It's all good.
Yeah. So I was allowed to listen to Christian music. So I listened to Christian hard, heavy metal Christian music, just as my way of being rebellious. And I listened to oldies. I could listen to like 60s and 50s and 60s I could listen to. Isn't that ridiculous? But anyway, I missed out on a lot of incredible music that came out during that time. And so a lot of people, when they talk about the 80s, I'm like, and we didn't have a TV either. So I missed all the 80s.
You allowed to listen to the Joshua Tree though.
Yeah. I snuck that in. That was the most incredible album ever.
Technically, anyway.
Yeah. I mean, believe me, I found ways to get my fix, but it was not allowed. So it wasn't very prevalent. I didn't learn a lot of the artists. Like when Olivia Newton-John just passed away this last week, I was like, I don't really know her. And isn't that sad? I had to
I
go.
wasn't allowed to see the movie because it was rated R, but I was allowed to get the album.
Oh, really? What movie?
I knew every note of
Great.
every song. I wore those records out. She was my inspiration.
Oh,
Ugh.
yeah. I missed out. Well, awesome. Thank you, Julie. That was really cool. I love how creative you are, Sue. And rebellious. You're rebellious. All right, Brenna, let's go to yours.
Oh dear.
He calls it Yazzie.
Instead of Yazoo.
It's great. It's fantastic. Well
There's
done.
one little line that didn't bounce, and I don't know why. There was a third kind of, chords, like these techno chords,
Oh,
was supposed to come in the second half, but
oh, interesting. Okay. Well, you can update it. What I love that you sped it up. I sped mine up as well. What did you do and I like the way you kind of manipulated the groove to where it's solid and then there's a little change on the fourth bar or something like that.
yeah.
Cool. It's really nice. What synths did you use for this?
I used Logic, just a classic. So I went into the Logic Classics and they had a bunch of 80s stuff. And I'm trying to remember, I have to go over my other desk. I spent way too much time on the beat. So the synths that I did were literally the last 5 minutes. I just was like, throw something down there, get it done. And so I really didn't, I spent so much time trying to cut and move the beat around and figure out how I wanted it. And then I didn't know how to speed it up. So I had to look that up. And then I was just like, whatever, grab it, whatever it is, just 80s, it's going to sound 80s. And so I just kind of went with whatever Yaz would do. I picked their things.
Yes, as in yes.
YAZ. Oh, Yaz was like my number one 80s band.
Oh,
super synthy. They were called Yazoo here. Yazoo in the UK and Yaz here in the US. And their album Upstairs at Eric's was my number one 80s album of all time. You got to listen to it.
Okay, I will go back and listen to it. I'm excited to listen.
The lead singer is amazing.
Awesome. It sounds like it's begging for more to come in. Like it sounds like an awesome intro, and then I'm like waiting for something for like to fill in.
Yeah,
but just didn't have time. So if you did have more time, where would you go with it?
So I had those techno chords that were coming in underneath and creating kind of a counterpoint to that. They were more slow and repeated the way I layered them in. And I'll upload it when we're done so that you can go back and listen if you want. But so the way I had it was that the chords underneath were repeating starting from a different spot so that they were overlapping in a different way with the melody and the da 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 da.
Yeah.
And then this would be definitely a vocal. I would do kind of like the way the synth melody was going. I would take that out and do some vocals there, and then have some kind of repeated refrain, but I hadn't really gotten very far with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool. And the beat, whatever you did to the beat is awesome. It's really creative. It sounds good. It sounds like
I learned about Verispeed this time. So
oh, good. That's what you speed it up with.
Yeah, I just looked up how to speed up a beat because I couldn't do it with the tempo change. And
you're in Ableton, aren't you?
No, I'm in Logic.
Logic. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's great. Did you have fun?
Oh, I did. Although I don't know where the time went, but man, that beat took me forever.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It shouldn't have taken that long.
That's okay. I hope you continue this. Honestly, I hope you continue this and see where this goes, and see, you might come out with a really cool 80s song out of this,
Yeah, absolutely. I think this one was fun, and in a different way, because I'm so 80s. The 80s were my middle school through high school into college years, and so it was really, that was my music. And so anything 80s is just kind of in my blood, and it's easy to just come up with an 80s melody. So I'm always kind of going back to that.
I love it. Lean into that, lean right into it. It's very in right now too.
It is everywhere.
Yeah. So
because people my age are buying things. So they're like, hey, let's do the 80s.
Yeah. And I mean, all these shows that are, Stranger Things and stuff has brought back the 80s. A lot of youth now. And I think it's because the internet is has connected so many people around the world, but it's also
Mhm.
connecting time periods together in a way that we never had before. When I
Yeah.
was in the 90s, I was in high school in the 90s, and I remember it was kind of uncool to listen to anything 80s. We were just so over it. Everybody was like, "Oh, you're still listening to 80s? That sounds so, you know, that was yesterday."
Yeah.
And then in the 2000s, people stopped listening to grunge and stuff, and things moved really fast because of the internet. But now it's like these time periods are really seeping back in,
Yeah.
and you see them in all kinds of. I love it. When I'm painting in the other room, I oftentimes just put on different types of music, just totally different, like big band music from the 20s and 30s. Ella Fitzgerald and who's the trumpetist that's famous? Louis Armstrong.
Louis Armstrong. Yeah. Mhm.
Um, I just lean into all these really cool old styles. I used to really resist anything like that because I'm like, I've got to listen to the freshest, newest music. And now it's like, who cares, man? Make good music. And
All that stuff comes from somewhere.
yeah, it's a reason
Yeah.
why it was good in the first place.
I chaperoned my youngest kid's 6th grade camp. So 4 or 5 years ago.
Mm.
All the kids singing at the top of their lungs when Living on a Prayer comes on. And I'm like, what? But
Yeah.
it was in some movie that I never heard of. And I was like, holy
Yeah.
crap, what is happening?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. My son is 16, and half of the stuff that he's revisiting all these great songs, and I'm going, where did you hear that? And most of the time it's TikTok, but sometimes it's a movie or TV show, and like Euphoria has a bunch of stuff that's coming back from the 70s and 80s, and just things that you wouldn't expect people his age to care about, but they love it.
That's really exciting to me. It's really exciting because
Yeah.
it's going to mean that we're going to be dipping into the talents and the brilliance of all these decades. And instead of just trying to come up with another boy band for the 2020s, it's like people are looking for something more, they're looking for
Yeah.
something.
Not that
more
there's
interesting.
anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with it. It has its place. There will always be boy bands, I'm sure, that every
100%.
generation.
If there are preteen girls, there will be boy bands.
Yeah. As long as they're making preteen girls, they're making boy bands.
That's right.
Okay, so I'll show you mine. I had a melody idea, and so halfway through mine, I actually sing. So forgive me, but I've been told many times that my voice has an 80s sound to it. So maybe it fits. We'll see. So you guys tell me. So
yeah, totally.
I didn't have words, so I'm just making noise, but
doesn't matter. I like it the way it is.
Thanks.
Who does Sunglasses at Night? Who does that song?
Corey Hart. Yes, that's probably
who it sounds like. Corey Hart. That's who you sound like.
Corey Hart. All right, let me write.
Sunglasses at Night. They just featured that song prominently in the new movie, Jordan Peele's movie Nope.
Oh,
that song was in there, and that's why it just popped right in my head.
What is it?
The movie is called Nope, but the song is Sunglasses at Night.
By who?
Corey Hart.
Corey Hart. Okay.
H-A-R-T.
H-A-R-T.
Oh, okay.
That's what your vocal tone sounds like.
Really?
At least there, yeah.
You know,
Great.
I don't usually sing because I always feel like every time I sing, it sounds so dated. And I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. If things are coming back, why not just lean into having an 80s vibe when I sing? Why not?
100%.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm thinking about that. It's
I
safe
don't
not
think
to
it
sing.
sounded specifically 80s though, except it was surrounded by an 80s track. So
Say that again.
I don't think that your voice sounds specifically 80s.
Oh,
If
okay.
it wasn't with an 80s track, it would just be a warm, cool tone. So anyway,
Okay.
don't sell yourself short. I'm a voice teacher. Don't mess with me. We're going to talk.
Okay.
That's right.
Way off with that attitude.
All right.
So yeah, you I mean, for somebody who is just now or only recently, relatively speaking, been absorbing the 80s, you nailed the whole feel. I mean, like that, especially the beginning part, and then with the ticka stuff, that was great. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I used some arpeggiation in here. This and it's the art kind of our, I've noticed that in our 80s stuff, the arpeggiation is oftentimes it's just like 16th notes going up and down or eighth notes. It's not anything complicated. Like the arpeggiators in Omnisphere are complicated. I mean, they're doing all kinds of things and slipping between notes and jumping and transposing, and the patterns you can choose now are just incredible. But it's like I had to find stuff that was like super simple and then dial that way back so that it's just eighth note. Like the bass note, the bass it's just dun 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 dun. You know, that's all it's doing. But it was fun. I think I this is one that I think I want to continue on and see if I can make a track.
You should. That's got a really good feel to it, and it's got. I think what's interesting about it is it has an 80s retro feel, but it feels slightly modern. So it's not like it feels like it was made in the 80s. It feels like a now 80s track.
Oh, okay.
Which I think, because when you start hearing stuff like Stranger Things and that kind of thing, it's got a tinge of now because of the types of synths that are available. And yeah, totally.
And probably the, you know, it's running through Ozone on the mastering plugin. So there's probably a certain amount of sparkles and whatever it's doing that's making it sound fresher, you know, than a.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys. That's very encouraging. I think I'm gonna play with that some. Who else should I reference besides Corey Hart?
Corey Hart. So I was trying to think, because that bass, can you play that bass line again? Because it reminded me of something else.
Can you hear it?
No, not really.
Sorry, I guess I have to share it again. Let me just share just the audio here.
Sorry.
Any thoughts?
Yeah, so Jerome said Spandau Ballet and Julie said Depeche Mode, and I was thinking also Peter Gabriel from his Big Was that the name of the album? Big. He had Big Time, and I think Big Time is what I'm thinking of with that bass line.
Okay. What was
But
the, what did Jerome say? Spell what?
Spandau Ballet.
Spandau Ballet.
Yeah,
Oh
look
my
in the chat for
God.
spelling.
Oh my gosh. Wait, so we
guys are
need to
making things
compile
up
a
now.
must listen list.
Y'all are totally making these things up.
I know they're very strange band names. Spandau Ballet, Depeche Mode. Yeah, Peter Gabriel, not the album was called So, not Big. But
So,
there's a song called Big Time. I'm on my way, I'm making it big time. Gotta make it grow. Yeah, it's got this you had a
Okay.
feel for that. Yeah.
I'll check that. Thank you.
Check those guys out.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't even know where to start with this kind of stuff. So this is
Spandau
great.
Ballet did that song True. This much is true. This much is true.
Hmm. Take your word for it.
You need to just go watch The Wedding Singer and any of the music that's in that.
I love that movie. It's been a long time since I've seen it. Maybe I should.
So at the end, when Steve Buscemi sings this song at the wedding for Robbie and Julia, he's singing True by Spandau Ballet.
Oh.
Yeah.
So true, funny how it seems.
Yeah, I know that song.
Yeah.
So true. He's got a very smooth voice.
He does. Beautiful. Yeah. And if I think of the others, I'll let you know. There are a whole bunch of 80s bands that are just kind of running through my head now.
Okay. I love it. Please, yeah, send me a note because I'm.
Yeah.
Oh, here she said. I love this song. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Talking about simple production. Oh my gosh. When you hear, when you listen to the, when you listen to the production back then, it was simple because they didn't have all the bells and whistles with the DAW. They were having to tape stuff together and record it live. And oh my goodness, it's impressive. But now I listen to it going, yeah, okay, I can figure something like that out. It's really weird video.
They were all weird.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I could
It
do
was
this.
new
forever.
and experimental at the time. What was the
That's
video
right.
anyway?
That's right.
Yeah. And that song is very, like, the melody and chord progression is very unique. That doesn't sound like anything else.
No.
Even now, it's as soon as you hear it, you're like, you know exactly the melody to that song. I wouldn't have known who it was, but
Yeah.
I know the song.
There's certain songs that have that, there's just a tone to them that that just feels really different from any other song. Like when Somebody That I Used to Know by Gautier came out, it was like, what is this? Like, never heard this before.
Mhm.
Where the hell? Yeah.
It was very
It amazes
bouncy and very much on the beat, and which was away from the times at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. The bass rhythm. And which one? You sending a new one?
No, the Depeche Mode one, I think.
Oh. It's kind of like da-dun, da-dun, dun, dun, da-dun, da-dun, da-dun.
Yeah, but it like moves it along in a cool
Yeah.
it puts me in mind of, for some reason, that track always makes me think of How Soon Is Now by Morrissey, the Smiths, which has that, also one of those, just grabs you and you know exactly which track you're listening to the minute it comes on, right? Yeah.
Oh,
I'm the sun and the air of a shyness that is criminally vulgar. I go about things the wrong way.
yeah, that is good.
Such a good song.
And
Oh,
that-
such a good song.
That tremolo on the guitar, that whoop, 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 it's
Yeah.
so nice. It fits right in with that. Right in with the beat.
You're right, Julie. He never sings more than 3 notes. It's always the same melody, but it's so good. I mean, he manages to come up with some great lines too. So
Okay, I'm gonna do a lot of listening to 80s now.
yeah.
Don't miss Girlfriend in a Coma.
Girlfriend in a Coma.
I know it's serious. Anyway, it's like this really dark lyric with the poppiest, happiest song.
Girlfriend in a coma, I know, it's really serious.
What is this about?
Oh, it's Morrissey. Some girls are bigger than others, and what's the Joan of Arc song? Is it called Joan of Arc? No. Anything by Morrissey and the Smiths. Just listen. Yeah, so you've got to listen to Yaz.
Okay.
You've got to go listen to the Smiths. Just the greatest. Frankly, Mr. Shankly is probably one of the best songs I've ever heard.
I want to hear Yaz real quick.
Yes. Okay, let me choose the introduction for Yaz for you. Hold on a second.
Okay.
I'm going to pick the right one.
By the way, we're done. So if anybody has to drop off, don't feel like you have to stay. But I'm glad you're here.
Let me see. Okay. Let's try this one.
Look at this
Wait a second.
Situation, Upstairs, Don't Go. Okay, let's try the one you sent.
Midnight, it's raining outside, yeah. It must be soaking wet. Everyone is sleeping tight. God knows I tried my best, but darling, you know it looks bad. Just lost the best thing that I should have thought of that. Ooh, oh, why did you run? Heartache, I saw his face. I could see how bad I let him down, cheating when he was working hard. I just had to mess around. I knew from the start he ain't got much money. Why did you run? I should have thought of that. Ooh, oh, why did you run? Say you
Yeah, I like those sounds that they use on that. It's nice.
Yeah, they were so synthy, everything they did. Like the one I just shared, another one. This is probably their biggest hit. It was called Only You. And it is just, everything they did was super synthy.
came back only yesterday. I'm moving farther away. Want you near me? All I needed was the love you gave. All I needed for another day. And all I ever knew, only you. Sometimes when I think of her name, when it's only a game, all I needed for another day. All I needed for another day. And all I
Is it a man or a woman?
The woman, Alison Moyet. She's amazing. But in the 80s, who knew?
Yeah. Everybody was
Could've been
very
either. kind of Boy Georgie sounding, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
I actually did a cover of Only You in the style of Midnight Train to Georgia. And it worked out really well because that melody is very, 50s, early 60s.
Oh,
And the chord progression, very 50s. But yeah, I mean, so Yaz was like, if you listen to just Upstairs at Eric's, a lot of it is outdated at this point. But if you're going for 80s synth, that's like number one.
yeah, no, it's good for me to kind of research,
Yeah.
hear the sounds and take mental note, even if it's subconscious,
Yeah.
about
That's
what
great.
I can garner.
Yeah, especially because, like you said, I mean, there are a lot of people who are using this stuff. Like you listen to The Weeknd's most recent stuff. That's all 80s based.
So good too. Oh,
I know. And you're just like, it feels 80s, but it also feels now. And he does a beautiful job of marrying the two.
yeah. Exactly. Yeah, his stuff is incredible.
Yeah.
Well, I better go. Thank you
Yeah.
guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Enjoy your 80s deep dive.
Thanks, Jerome. I'm glad you're here, man. And I will
Yeah.
talk to you guys later. See you.